some people are like don't like the people who are out there dancing shirtless or being super clearly gay. You don't know how long they've waited to celebrate that moment. You have no clue what it means for them to walk down the street in a harness. It may seem silly to you, but you have no clue how much that actually means to that person who gets to be their authentic selves just for this day. My first Pride memory was at Atlanta Pride in Piedmont Park, back when Pride used to be in the summers in Atlanta. Back when it was in the summers. And I believe that I was in maybe 11th grade, maybe 12th grade. Might have been the summer after 12th grade. Like I had just graduated high school, and my mom took me. My mom took me to my first Pride event. I remember we parked over near Piedmont Park by the Mellow Mushroom, down near Piedmont. And I got out of the car and I saw these two guys walking toward the Mellow Mushroom, which is a pizza place that I loved for years. Anyway, the Mellow Mushroom was swarming with queer people. Like everyone there was queer, which was this like really phenomenal feeling. And I saw these two, what I'm assuming were gay guys, walking toward me in matching outfits. I remember they were both wearing like shorts and like matching tank tops for Pride. And I remember thinking to myself, this is so cute. Like, I can't believe they're like just walking out in public, clearly gay. It kind of blew my mind, to be honest. My favorite Pride memory, I really enjoyed being performing at Capitol Pride in DC with Naomi Smalls. It was also just a really interesting bonding time because the night before was the Pulse nightclub incident, massacre. And so it was just, there was a real sense of bonding and unity the next day at Capitol Pride. And if you've ever been to Capitol Pride before, it is a massive event. Like, I think it's like one of the biggest ones. I think Milwaukee has a pretty big Pride Fest too. But it is a really big outdoor event. I mean, RuPaul's performed there. Like, some really big names have done Capitol Pride before, but this one it was a very different air. You know what I mean? And I remember being backstage after getting off off stage, and this lesbian couple came up to me and was like, "Will you sign my baby?" I'll never forget this. And they gave me this like, I was like, "Is this marker non-toxic?" And I signed their baby right there. It was just that was a really remarkable. And I also really enjoyed doing Selma, Alabama Pride. That one really stuck out to me too. It was a really small Pride. I mean, there might have been like 15, 20 people there, but the people who came, it meant so much to them. Like when you have a community that isn't able to celebrate its queerness and its queer identity so often, when you get a chance to, it really feels remarkable. Like it feels like a big deal. What is Pride? I mean, to me, Pride is, I don't know if I like this question. Like there's a definitive, like, Pride means living out loud, or Pride means this soundbite. I think that when you feel comfortable with yourself, but also that's not always like, there's this idea that we have to strive to always be 100% comfortable with ourselves. And if you've not reached this like enlightened level of accepting every part of yourself, that you don't get to enjoy Pride. You know, it's progress. It's a work in progress. There's no perfection. You don't have to feel the pressure to like always be super okay with everything about you. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to want to change things, and it's okay to accept things about yourself as well. So I definitely just want to like let people know that like if you aren't feeling super proud of every aspect of your life at any given time, it doesn't mean that you're any less deserving of pride. Like, pride is not perfection. I don't know what pride means. I don't know what pride is, but I know what it's not. It's not perfection. You know, people always talk about giving their younger selves advice. And maybe sometimes whenever I get questions like this, it'd be so much easier to just like play along and be like, "You're doing a good job, kiddo." Honestly, now I think back about it, because this is a question I got asked in RuPaul's Drag Race. If I could, I would not give my younger self any advice. To be honest, I'm really grateful for the way things turned out. I mean, maybe a little bit of financial advice here and there, you know? Maybe I would give a little bit of advice so I could, maybe have not had bad credit for my entire 20s and most of my 30s. But in terms of like I'm we have to experience trials and tribulations. Like, we have to experience hardships, or no, we don't have to, but I did, and they made me who I am. So I'm trying to get my camera to focus. There we go. But I mean, the trials and tribulations that I experienced were clearly a part of me being who I am today. So I wouldn't want to take them away. I mean, luckily, I've had a lot of opportunities to feel uplifted and celebrated by the queer community. After all, I mean, I was a winner of RuPaul's Drag Race. I have a show on HBO. I'm in a very privileged position as far as getting a lot of external validation. And there's nothing wrong with external validation. But I do think it is important to remember to validate yourself, to validate your own experiences. If we look outside of ourselves to get our own validation, you might be waiting a very long time. But I also feel uplifted whenever I see reflections of myself as well. I feel uplifted when I see people celebrating Lil Nas X. I feel uplifted when I see people celebrating Peppermint, when I see people celebrating BB Zahara Benet, when I see people, I do feel uplifted when I see queer people, especially queer Black people, being uplifted for who they are, or non-binary people out in the world, living their true, authentic selves. Okay, my do's and don'ts for celebrating Pride. Do not, I'm going to say it again, do not, I'm going to say it one more time for emphasis, do not wear heels to Pride. You're going to want to. Everything within you is going to tell you to wear heels. You're going to want to feel fierce. Mama, you will make it a few blocks from your house before you're ready to call it quits. Miss Thing, you will make it maybe 5 blocks down the street and you're like, it's a wrap. If you bring heels, carry a bag and bring some flats. Also, drink water. Drink a lot of water, like a ton of water. More water than you think you should be drinking. Do that too. That is incredibly important. What are some of the do's of Pride? Enjoy it while it lasts. Cherish it. Remember that for some people, this is the only time they get to be out. Remember that. That's an important thing to remember. I remember I was hosting a Pride event at the XS Lounge, which is a bar that's no longer even in business in Chelsea. And this couple came up to me and they were like, we're in the closet and we live upstate, and this is once a year we get to be out. This is the only time we get to be ourselves and hold hands in public and live our true, authentic selves. So just try to keep that in mind too when you see people. Some people don't like the people who are out there dancing shirtless or being super clearly gay. You don't know how long they've waited to celebrate that moment. You have no clue what it means for them to walk down the street in a harness. It may seem silly to you, but you have no clue how much that actually means to that person who gets to be their authentic selves just for this day. It's one of the only times that some queer people can show their affection for each other without looking over their shoulder left and then looking back right. Kiss their partners without looking around. Hello, Attitude. Bob the Drag Queen here, and I hope that you are having a fabulous Pride at home.